Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Inventions.org. Today we're going to be talking about selling to Target stores. So if you have a great consumer product that you think should be on Target shelves, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to selling your inventions to Target. With that said, let's get started on today's training. So let's talk about selling your product to Target stores. Target is one of the most massive discount stores on the planet. They have over 1,850 stores they're responsible for currently, and their stores are huge. They have over 135 square feet per store on average, sometimes larger if they have super Targets. Basically, the reason why people love working with Target is because they buy so many different products, right? And they sell so many different types of products. They sell bedding, they sell toys, they sell food in some of the stores. They sell everything from accessories and jewelry, you name it, they sell that product. So one of the things that I can tell you about Target and working with them is that because have a large space and they have a lot of room to put products in, that means they actually have the ability to test a lot more products because of the fact that they have these large spaces. When you're dealing with retailers like GNC, they have very small stores, so their stores are limited, so they can't put that many products in there, and so they're really, really difficult to get your product in there and so forth because someone really has to go to bring another product in and so forth. But with Target, they have larger stores, they have more opportunities, and they're varietal in the types of products that they have. So one reason you want to sell to them, and one thing to think about, is the fact that even if you're selling a consumer electronics product, definitely want to consider a retailer like Target because they have room for growth and expansion and so forth. Another thing I can say about Target is that they are finicky in that they basically just changed their way of working. Before, you actually had a phone number that you could call a buyer and so forth, and it was not that difficult to reach out to them like most other retailers. If you wanted to reach out to them, one way you can do it is you could send them an email or you can call them and so forth and say very specific things and get them interested in your product. But Target, they actually shut it down so you can't call them anymore, and so like they literally just send you to some voicemail. So it's a little trickier to work with Target. And they probably did that on purpose. They're probably getting inundated with lots of people reaching out to them and so forth. Doesn't mean that you can't get into that stores. It just means it's very unique to Target in that they're not actually being easily presentable and so forth to suppliers. That does not mean that I think you should go and pitch your product to them through their vendor websites. I have other ways of teaching how to get into stores and so forth. But please note, Target's a little bit trickier to sell to only because they cut out a lot of the communication that other retailers have available to you. Now, one good thing about Target, or there's very many things, is that they don't usually typically just buy one product. They give you a little section of the store. It's not for all product types and categories, but a lot of times, say you want to sell jewelry to them, they wouldn't just buy a few pieces from you. They typically give you a nice little section, and so they put that product into a store. So the cool thing about Target is that they ultimately enable you to sell several products to them, and if you can think about the math, if they buy 10, 20, 30 pieces of your product per store, something that's pretty small amount, but just imagine they just buy that much and they have 1,850 stores currently. That's tremendous buying power. So that's really, really exciting for you. If you do ever get a deal with Target, please note that they'll probably test your product in their top selling stores. And so if you do actually work with them, just note that they'll always test your product out. They're not going to buy massive products on day one, but they will eventually buy larger quantities from you once they know that product converts and so forth. So all retailers basically will usually start with a smaller test to make sure the product converts in their smaller stores, and then they ultimately move into getting reorders from you, and that's where the big monies are at, and that's when they buy the larger quantity. So they usually don't typically buy products for all 1,800 stores on day one. It depends on the product and how much they believe it and so forth, but most of the time they'll start a little bit smaller, so you don't need to panic there. Anyways, those are some reasons and things to think about selling to Target stores. It's a tremendous opportunity for you in your business. If you want to learn exactly how to approach, pitch, and sell Target and any other chain store retailers similar to them, take a look at our website. We actually have systems and processes in place that we've put together in order to help people expedite the process of getting their products into stores. We have free content. Although we try and educate you first on the preparation process of selling to retailers like Target, because it can be so invaluable to your success to know what you're doing before you even start working with reps and distributors and so forth, because you want to set yourself up for success for the long run. So we find that training and educating you first, and then do the strategies to get into retailers in the shortest period of time is the way that people have made many millions of dollars with our systems and programs. So if you want to learn more, please be on the lookout for the next video we create on selling to retailers. Karen Waxman, we would love your feedback. Thanks so much.